have you. I want to hear about your background and when did you first pick up a camera? Were you always a little filmmaker, or what was going on in baby Glenjamn's life?
I mean, growing up, I never really touched cameras, to be honest.
Really?
I was never compelled to do anything until I went to that Daft Punk show in '06 at Coachella. Like, prior to that, prior to that, it would just like, it never occurred to me that like I, looking back, I'm like, I wish I took photos of like when I was in like high school, when I was in like college, like more memories of that kind of stuff. But to be fair, ever since that Daft Punk show, everything changed and it needed to be documented. And I'm happy that I at least got that portion of my life documented, because it really sparked my interest into taking video, taking photos, just being a part of that like historical documentation vibe. Because prior to then, it was just a throwaway moment. I literally had a shitty camera that I bought, and luckily I had even that during that Coachella show. You know?
I totally can relate, because I had like my old Canon digital camera and I took videos of it. I saw them in Miami and then I saw them at Lollapalooza, and I would be at house parties with people like making them watch my stupid little square LCD screen. And they're like, even then they're like, what the fuck is that, dude? Because it was early on in YouTube. It wasn't even like people went to see concerts on YouTube yet. There was just like not a culture of it.
No, I mean, YouTube was barely a thing by the time I started my channel. Like, I think so. Like, when I started, I had like a couple of videos of like me, traveling, my first like backpacking trip in Europe and things like that. Just like things that I thought were maybe cool. Not as opposed to now when everyone just YouTubes like them going to the grocery store and they think they're like hot shit and they're gonna become the next like Jake Paul or Charles.
Oh gosh,
Charlie
Every time you get
whatever.
a package, you need to do an unbunboxing. Kids do that without a camera in the room, by the way. I just want to say.
It's beyond me at this point. Like, I was more about recording the cool shit around me. I never thought I was the cool shit. So it just flipped now as to what YouTube has become, where everyone thinks they're the Daft Punks instead of like what's happening in front of you, which is actually Daft Punk,
Yeah, interesting. I feel like we could also flip that and let like, since Daft Punk went on tour, it's become this like stare at the DJ because they're gonna do a cool trick. When even during Daft Punk's concert, it was so much about like the people I'm around. This is insane.
Yeah.
And I love that you always have a moment like that. Like, you always show the crowd. You really make it feel like I'm in that room and not just. I mean, you get the great shots of the DJs doing their thing and the people who are there standing by the stage, but then you also get the crowd, you get the people making the crazy faces, what they're wearing. We were looking at A-Track and his do-over set from, I knew it had to be the late 2010s because I saw a girl in a neon tank top with dark black hair. And but actually, I want to ask before I forget this, GPS, though, is wondering why all your previous channels have been taken down. Do you re-upload everything? How many times have you been through this?
So there's actually a funny story. Like, the original one, like my main plan was just have Glenjamn as my channel, I had a channel for about like a year and a half kind of. And then I think it was like 07 or 08. It was the year that Prince played at Coachella,
Oh. Amazing.
I took a video of Prince playing the full song of Radiohead, Creep.
Oh.
And then like, it was like I had gone to the show, and also I went like a couple days before Coachella, I went to the Kanye West Glow in the Dark tour, which was like I went to that tour specifically because I heard that he hired all of Daft Punk's lighting guys for that tour. And it was like an amazing show. Like the stage moved. This is like, 07, 08.
Yep.
This is before you see like everyone have like that kind of a show, It was like the first time seeing something like that after Daft Punk. So I was like, oh, I like snuck in this camera I'd bought. I spent like $35 on parking to like park my car as close as I can in case they're like, yo, we got your like you can't bring your camera in or whatever. But weirdly, there was someone in front of me in the security line, and they had like a snapshot camera, and they were like, yo, you can't take that shit in. And for some reason, I like bypassed that, and I like snuck in my camera and filmed like 25 minutes of this set, right?
It's because you had that look of like, yo, I'm Glenjamn. I get the best footage. Let me in.
No, it does not hurt to be an Asian guy with glasses and a camera. Like it's totally the norm. It was totally the norm. Like, oh yeah, that's probably whatever. You know?
It's a tech guy. He's into tech or something, right? Yeah, I don't know.
So cut to going to it's like filming some of that, uploading it, and then going to Coachella, uploading that Prince thing. Like the day after that Prince thing, it was on like Brooklyn Vegan, you know, that blog, you know, to date myself. It's like, it was on Brooklyn Vegan. It had like 250,000 views on it, you know? And that was like, I've never had anything that had more than like 1,000 or 2,000 views. I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then by the time I drove back on Monday from Coachella, my channel got taken down.
Oh, wow.
Because of like automatic, because, you know, this is before strikes or anything like that on YouTube. It was just like, that and a combination of that Kanye footage. Yeah. Like I had pretty much uploaded stuff that, you know, they're going to believe Kanye and Prince over little old Glenn, you know, trying to create a YouTube channel.
Prince is notoriously like in charge of that shit. Like he's got his
so
hands
aware.
on it.
You know, this is like when he was alive. So he probably was like, nothing is up. You know, like nothing.
He probably personally kicked you off of YouTube, and that's kind of cool.
What was crazy though is like a couple years later, I had read something where like the people, like the guys from Radiohead were like, "Man, it sucks. We never got to see this clip of ourselves or of Prince playing it because it got taken down." You know, and I was like, "Oh shit, I took that." You know,
your clip. You need to send it to the Radiohead guys.
The thing is though, I found out years later that some Chinese website had ripped it, uploaded it. Like there have been people like, if it's going to get 250,000 hits, someone's going to pirate it. And I was like, hey, I'm glad that someone got to see it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I tried to re-upload it one day and I think like the YouTube like back end algorithm thing, they just knew and it automatic, like it uploaded to like flagged. 99% and it was just like taken down immediately because I think they just knew it. So that's why I don't have the original channel. I made a second channel called Glenjamn 2, which houses like a bunch of other like legendary stuff, but that thing only has like 7,000 subscribers. Wow. And then I made a third channel. I literally like registered a third, fourth, fifth channel in anticipation of like the other ones getting taken down.
Nice.
So when I did it, it was just like, now the most recent one has like 140,000 subscribers of people that have been looking back at those videos. Like, thank you for that. But it's just like, trust me, it would have been like so much more like it would have been way better to just have Glenjamn Twitter, Glenjamn Instagram, Glenjamn YouTube. But now it's like Glenjamn 3, and everyone's like, "What is the 3 about?"
It's Glenjamn.
Yeah, and I just tell everyone like, "Oh, I'm just a big Dale Earnhardt fan," you know, like you know,
exactly.
I'm into NASCAR.